What's up, guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to show you guys how to make Jake Paul in UFC 5. Before we get into this, make sure you got a little bit of imagination, primarily because of his tattoos. Not all of his tattoos are in the game, so you just got to have a little bit of imagination. You got to throw some stuff together. But overall, it looks pretty good. And before we get into it, also make sure to hit that like button and subscribe, and let me know what you want to see in next videos. You want to see more fighters created? If so, let me know who. Or something else you want to see, just let me know, and I'll be sure to do it. But without further ado, though, let's get into it. Okay, so this is the finished product of Jake Paul, but let's get in a little deeper and see exactly how you do it. Alright, so he's a heavyweight boxer, pressure boxer. Did you go into general info? His first name is Jake, his last name is Paul. When you go to type in Paul, you have to do custom name. It's not there to be selected. You have to type in Paul. I've seen people asking that question. It's not there. You do have to type it. The problem child is not there, so you can only have to select the problem, and you can't custom a nickname. Social media, do whatever you want. I just went with Jake Paul MMA. Hometown, Cleveland, Ohio, USA. He is 29 years old. He's 6'1", and he's 216 pounds in his last bout. He's considered a heavyweight. He has an orthodox voice. You're not going to get the right one. You're never going to find Jake Paul's voice. So just go with voice 4, probably the closest you're going to find. If you don't like it, choose whatever you like. Okay, so his appearance. Every color is custom, so make sure if you want my exact colors, you have to go down to the bottom and select custom colors. Alright, so for his skin tone, it's 35, 67, and 46. Well, you go browse over to his hair. The style is selection 46. Color on that is going to be 32, 52, and 61 on primary. The secondary is going to be 17, 55, and 13. Go over to eyebrows. We've selected selection 4. Color on that is going to be 17, 55, and 13. Facial hair. Given Jake Paul does have, in some bouts, he's had longer facial hair. Sometimes he's had shorter. You can go with whatever. I just kind of shined something in the middle. 25 was pretty accurate. If you want to go longer or shorter, that's up to you. But I went with 25. Primary color on his facial hair is 32, 52, and 45 on the primary. The secondary is 30, 68, and 33. Go over to his body hair. We selected 5. The color on that is 32, 52, and 75. Alright, now we browse down to his head. We went with 38 on the template. Then when you go to sculpt it, you just follow along with me right here. 50, 50, 50, 62, 36, 36, 50, 50, 50, 40, 100, 0, 100, 58, 33, 14, 0, 53, 40, 0, 16, 50, 50, 56, 75, 35, 67, 66, 50, 82, 20, 27, 50, 0, 50, 53, 100, 50, 34, 33, 34, 28, 50, 36, 31, 41. His eyes are light brown. Alright. Let's go on over to his body. We selected body 20. Alright, so this is where I said you gotta have a little bit of imagination, because it definitely takes some imagination, especially when it comes with these tattoos. Let's go on to the bottom, and it should like highlight it for you of where it's located. Yeah, see? All right. So for the letters where it says Karma, Karma, these are the Gaudi font. So just spell out Karma, and that's going to go on his right shoulder, around his shoulder blade, or not his shoulder blade, but shoulder area, close to his neck. And then you have RNBO. That's the Lino font, and that's going to go down right above his belly button, as you see it highlighted right there. And you can do like, if you like a darker shade of tattoo, I mean, that's just totally up to you. I just kind of played with it and whatever looked right. The next tattoo, okay, so he's got like an octopus kind of thing with a skull. So we found a squid, which was tattoo animal 9. So you put that right there, and you kind of, the shade of this, you want to go a little lower shade. That way when you go and you pick the skull, you can kind of darken up the skull a little more, and it won't show that squid face. It'll show more of the skull as the head. So next, you have this like sword thing that goes on his upper chest. So we're going to use that. And again, just like the squid, this goes behind the sword. So we're going to lighten this one up a little bit. And then we're going to come back with the actual sword in miscellaneous 12 and get the sword and darken that up a little bit. That way it'll kind of hide what's behind it a little bit. Alright, and then you have the eagle that goes right below the sword in between the two nips. That's going to go right there. That's Animals 19 tattoo. Then we got a spider on his left neck right there, Animal 6. As you see right there. Then we have, okay, so this is supposed to be like a, on his left chest, it's supposed to be like a grenade that's made into like a heart. That's kind of got like hands around it. The best thing that I could find to do was put this with a little less shade first. It's under Skulls 5, so put that there, and then come back and get Tribal 4. Darken it up, and that kind of looks like that trigger for the grenade. So this is where you got to have a little bit of imagination. It's not perfect, but if you're just kind of, looking back and you just kind of look at it, I mean, it kind of looks pretty good. And especially when you're in here busting people's jaws and shit, no one's really going to care anyway. Alright, so this is back tattoo. Same thing we did on his chest. We're going to lighten that up a little bit. That's miscellaneous 5. Then we're going to darken up the sword again and put it right there. Alright, number 20, we're going to go back to his front side, and this is right here at the bottom of his belly. This one right here, if when you put this on, it really shows dark and it shows a lot of white. So you got to kind of turn the shade off a little bit on that, turn the shade down, and then so that was Portraits 3, and then on the left side, around his rib cage, we went with Skulls 2, which is right there. So that's what that should look like. Then this is actually on his head. So that's right there. Animals 26. Alright, so that's the head and body tattoos, and then we come over to the left arm. We're going to go back down to number 1. Alright, so this is, we went with the squid again. This is supposed to be like the whole snake kind of dinosaur thing that he's got on his upper left arm, on his biceps. So this is supposed to be Animals 9. So it's right there at the top shoulder area. So grab that, and then you can grab Irizumi 7. I guess that's how you pronounce that. I really don't know. And you're just going to kind of wrap that near the bottom of the octopus. Kind of leave a little section for the circle lock thing he's got going on. Because then you're gonna put just a plain shape 8, which is just a circle. And then you're going to put this little circle right there in the middle, which is shape 1. And then you're going to go with shape 73 and going to put it right there and kind of make it look like a key goes there, as it does in a lock. Alright, so number 6, you went with Animals 25. He's got a little butterfly right there on his left arm, left forearm area near the elbow. And then he actually has like another butterfly kind of thing with like a crown or something. I just went with the tribal 15 and put it right there. I didn't want to cover the man up in a bunch of pink and blue tattoos. I didn't think that would actually look great. And then he has like this woman. It's got a woman. It's got like a sword going through her. So put your sword first, which is miscellaneous 12, and this is right there on his inner forearm. So put that there, and then you're gonna come back and you're gonna get portrait 6. Turn the shade down a little bit. It's got a little bit of white in it, so turn the shade down a little bit, and just put that right over the top of the sword, like the sword's going through. So that's portrait 6. And then we went with skull 1, which is on the back of the forearm right there. So put that back there. Kind of put the top of it right below the elbow. It's kind of a good spot for it. And then we went like this like cheetah leopard thing, because he's got like that's kind of going on the bottom of his arm. So just kind of put that. It's not exactly what he's got going on, but you get the idea. So that's Animals 13, and that is right there. Alright, so that's his left arm. Pretty good, right? Alright, now his right arm. So he's got this like little tribal thing going on at the top of the arm, on the right arm. I went with tribal 17. Kind of stretched it out a little bit so it kind of covered most of it. So, looks pretty good. Not, like I said, not exactly right to his tattoo, but looks pretty good. Alright, so portrait 3 is going to go right there on the back of his forearm. He's got like that woman tattoo back there, so that's portrait 3. And then we went with a tribal 11 on the front arm. That's actually supposed to be like a knight kind of thing. It's like a knight, something like that. But we just went with that because they didn't have any knights, which is crazy. Alright, so that's all on the right arm. Whoops. So the left leg, he's actually got like an AR kind of thing on the top of his thigh on that left leg, his left thigh. We just went because his shorts are going to cover it regardless. So, and second of all, they don't have any guns. So you're going to go with miscellaneous 12, which is a sword, which kind of looks like the gun, the end of the gun. So go with miscellaneous 12, put that there. And then he's got another skull thing going on in the other, like, around his other side of his leg there. Skulls 1 goes right there. And then he has like a butterfly on his knee or something. I didn't even go with that. But if you wanted to put the butterfly, it would go on the left leg or right on the kneecap, actually. Oops, did it again. All right, so the right leg. He's got like this kind of arrow, bow and arrow thing. They didn't have, again, they don't have any guns or bow and arrows or anything like that. So I did the best I could. I went with miscellaneous 23, and this goes right above the knee, the kneecap area. Miscellaneous 23. Kind of took the shade off a little bit to hide that, whatever that is. Looks like a skate or something. Then we take number 2, which is another miscellaneous 12, which is a sword. We go straight through. Kind of looks like the arrow. So, looks pretty good. And then he's got like a skull with wings at the bottom of his shin. So we went with tribal 15. Kind of took the shade off a little bit. Then we came off with another skull edition, skulls 10, and we put that like the head. So that's the head, and then we use the other one as the wings. So it took a little bit of time, man. I'm not even gonna lie, with all these tattoos and stuff, but I think it turned out really, really good. But that is the overall Jake Paul. So if you guys like that, let me know. If you want to see more of it, or more creator or more fighters created, just let me know, and I'll be sure to do that for you guys. If there's anything else you guys want to see in the or on the YouTube channel, just let me know. If you want to see more live shows, tutorials, tips, just gameplay in general, just holler at me, let me know, drop a comment. I do have a Discord. If you're interested in joining a Discord, let me know. Getting more and more people in there every day, so the more we get in there, the better. Like I've said before, we're just trying to make something global out of this, and make new friends, have a good time. So let's do that. That pretty much wraps up this video, though. Like I said, if there's anything else I can do for you guys, let me know. But until the next one, you guys stay brutal. We'll catch you next time.